Hi there and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe? Now let's get on with this video. Today I have a beautiful glass dip pen for you. And then I'm going to compare it with my regular dip pen that I use with the Zebra G-nib on it. And then I also bought this Yasutomo Sumi ink. So I have not tried this before, because the ink that I normally use with my dip pen is this super cheap, feathering, bleeding through Higgins Calligraphy waterproof black ink. So I know that this is not the best, but is really inexpensive. So I wanted to kind of try it out. So it's a dual trial. It is one with a glass pen versus a regular dip pen, and then just trying out the different inks as well. And so hopefully this will be a good review for you. And so let me just try it out first. So this glass dip pen I bought on eBay, and it is just really pretty. And I bought it because I love dip pens so much. I wanted to know and see how this would perform versus just the regular. It's just so pretty. I wanted to use it. And so this is actually in a color called Lake Blue. And I bought a couple of these just so that I could, I mean, it's hard to tell the colors, and they kind of come in these, my husband was like, are you buying toothbrushes? But they come in these toothbrush type of plastic containers. And this is the white one. And I thought that was really pretty too. So anyway, they have kind of like a spongy insert. They were cheap, meaning $5 and less. So I thought, you know what, why not experiment and just see what this is like. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be this one here, the glass dip pen. And then what I'm going to have to do is to put the Sumi ink into a container that I can use with the dip. Now, a couple things that I've noticed between the regular dip pen with the interchangeable nibs versus the glass dip pen. Of course, the most obvious is that your nib is not interchangeable, so you get what you get. This one has the spirals on it, and so you can kind of take a look and see that's where the ink is going to hold on. You're gonna see that in just a minute. What I like about it is that it actually has this little ball area to kind of prevent the ink from going up into where you are holding onto it. And so naturally, I don't know, I kind of want to hold it down here just because that's kind of where I end up holding it, but we'll see when I start writing with it. I just kind of tried it out on a little bit of paper first. And then, so it has these nice natural stopping points where the ink hopefully is not going to get completely onto your hands. And that versus a regular dip pen, which by the way, I love. And so this is just a wooden holder, and then my nib that, you know, you can obviously pull out and put into here. And so you have that. But my complaint with this is that there is no place for you to rest your fingers. So if you're doing a lot of writing, you're going to find yourself just kind of slipping down the barrel of this. And so I bought it's called Tachikawa, I think, that has a finger rest so that you can write for longer periods of time. But this is really typically what happens to me when I'm writing with this, because the ink, you know, you're dipping to pass the vent hole, which is right here. And then the ink continues to sometimes get on here, even though you wipe it off. There's still the little parts of the ink that kind of get onto your hands, and that's just expected. So, you know, it is what it is. So that's really the anatomy of both of these. So there's really not much more to that. So I'm going to just go ahead and start with this. I'm going to just dip this in here without trying to get it onto that part there. So I'm going to, and I have two sheets here. You should usually have something underneath it so that this isn't going everywhere. So I'm just going to lay my line pad underneath, and this is going to be What is this, Higgins? So there's the Higgins Ink regular dip pen, and it's gonna just, you know, prove me wrong, of course, because I'm making a video and that's what happens. But usually I get a boatload of feathering and it's gonna usually go through, and of course it doesn't go all the way through. Oh, you can see a little bit more on there. Okay, so you can see it coming through a little bit, but this is just cheap 20-pound copy paper, stuff that you can get anywhere. And then my other favorite is to write on, you know, just a regular kind of staples, regular paper that is lined with dip pen and G nib. Okay, so there's that. And yes, there is bleed through on that. So, and this is my Higgins. I'm gonna just write that. Higgins Ink. All right. So then now I have 32-pound calligraphy paper. Now, this is something that I use for, it's just 32-pound paper, and you can purchase it. It's in my other videos as well. It just makes for wonderful writing with any kind of an instrument, and you can actually just see the difference between regular copy paper and 32-pound paper. Okay, so it is minimal feathering, minimal anything. So this to me is about the same as a Rhodia pad that I have here. So it's about the same quality and consistency as that. So my Higgins ink is just regular and kind of, I don't know, not so fabulous. So I'm trying to get the lid back on there. Okay, so now I want to try the glass pen with the Sumi ink. And yes, I know I'm not really comparing apples to apples, because I guess I should be doing glass pen with the same Higgins Calligraphy ink, but it performs exactly the same. It kind of does the same stuff on all those papers. I'm still looking at my copy paper and it's still not feathering. Kind of interesting. Go figure. But look at the difference between this crummy line paper versus just regular copy paper. You can even tell the difference. I don't know if you can see in the light here, but one kind of looks gray and it's really off looking, whereas the copy paper looks very, very dark. And then here's one more, and you can see the 32-pound. It's just the sharper line when you can compare all of those. Okay, so I am actually gonna try and pour this in because I don't know what I'm kind of getting into here. Okay. I don't even know what this nozzle is. Huh, looks like a spray bottle. I guess I should probably read up on that, but you know, it's kind of how it goes with me. Read, schmeed, follow instructions, what? Nah, we're just gonna pour it in. Interesting smell. I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this smell is, it's made with soot, and it smells, actually, it's kind of pleasant, in my opinion. It does hit your nose, but they said that because it's made with soot, it has kind of a funny smell, and it smells like dirt, like potting soil to me. So anyway, but people have not called it fresh dirt or potting soil. And look at the way that kind of clings onto the side of the glass jar. Wow, very cool. Okay, here's the dip pen. So do you see now on here how that ink kind of gets into those spiral areas? And I'm gonna just shake it off. There we go, shake it off, shake it off. All right, and let's try this here. So this is my yummy Yasutomo Sumi Ink glass. Dip pen. Okay, so there's that. And then let's try it. Let's see. Let me just see real quick what's going on with it. No, not too much feathering. It's not looking too bad, but then my first one isn't looking too bad either. So I don't know. Let me try this line paper then. So this is gonna be Yasutomo Sumi Ink. And this is glass dip pen. Okay, and then there's that, a lot darker, I think, even on that crummy paper. You can see a difference between the Higgins and the Yasutomo Sumi Ink and the glass dip pen. Okay, now let's go on to the third one. This is so exciting for me. Really, I hope that you're enjoying this as well, but it really is. So let's see. Okay, so I didn't have to re-dip this at all in between the three. Whereas I had to, I could feel that I was running out of ink on the regular dip pen. And so I just, I think this is holding a lot more. And the nib on it is very similar to the G for me. So you can kind of tell on there. So it's going to give you a nice fine nib on the glass dip pen as well. And I know that some people have said that you can also, there's a little bit of this, and let's see how wet this ink is. Not too bad. So you can actually use sandpaper, like really fine sandpaper, and kind of grind this down a little bit to make it even like super fine or extra fine. Personally, this nib works really well for me. And for those of you who don't like the feedback of a dip pen being too scratchy, this might be something for you to consider. So I hope that you like this this review of the Sumi Ink and of a glass dip pen, and I hope that both have encouraged you to go out and just spend a couple bucks to just try one out. They're so pretty to behold, and really when you are buying new inks, it's not a bad way to test them out either with a glass dip pen. So if you like this review, would you give it a thumbs up for the like, and then give me some comments on what you think about this, and if there's something that you have found to be better. I'm always open to new experiences, and we'd love to hear your experience as well. Until next time, bye.